Okay, for my use of technology, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I use coaching hockey. So I've been coaching hockey, high school hockey, for 7 years now, and our technology has grown a lot. So in the past, we would have a manager, another player, just video our games, and then we'd hook it up to the computer and press play, and you had to watch the whole thing. So now we've done things a lot different when it comes to video, and also with how we enter our stats. Before, it was all paper, pencils, entering stats, and coaches had to keep track of it. And then the most you ever did was turn it into newspapers. So now everything is all online, and we have a stat sheet and everything how we do that. So I'll get into that in a little bit, but right now I'm going to show you a clip, kind of how you would record during your game, and then how you put that then into the program.
No, I'm just... Yeah, Emily! Woo-hoo! Oh my God, my leg. Woo! Yeah!
Okay, so after you have some game film, the program that we use is called Hudl. It's great for video breakdown, and your players can use it, your coaches can use it. You can also view other opponents' games and stuff on here, but I'm just going to show you kind of how you would use your own. So in here, so we're on my page of it, up in this corner here, you kind of have different team achievements, and right here it has that the team has done those. So we have breakdown of at least 10 fields of information, organized players and coaches into different custom groups. So only your coaches can see certain points of it, and then only your players can see certain points of it. You can break it up position-wise too. So forwards would be able to see something, special teams would be able to see something, goalie clips, different things to that matter. There's also messages that you can do on here, so you can have team messages, individual messages. People can write back and forth with different breakdown stuff and different things in that matter. So on here, if you come over here, select my teams, then we have some players that have come in here and entered different video clips. So then it can go specifically to different players where you're seeing their ice time on here. So like for instance, here's one of our players, and this is just kind of a minute clip of a couple shifts of hers. So then we have it more individually on here, so you can see different rushes and different things. So this is all specifically her ice time, and then again you can see just her playing on here. Same then. Oops, if you go, now we're back in it here, so that was the video portion of it. Now if you come up here and you select your team, you can go to your rosters, and then we have our different team in here, and then here are the girls. You can see their last video activity on here, how many views, when was the last time they saw it, different information about individual players on here. So it actually works out really, really well when you go back to your team. So you go back to your home, you can select your team, and there everything is. So it's really great. We usually have a manager that uploads everything into the system. So that's the nice part of it, is that I don't have to do all the work. My managers can do it, the players can pick apart different game film and stuff for that matter too. The big downside of it is that it's very expensive, but luckily our school pays for it, and then so all of our athletic teams in the district have their own pages. Otherwise, it tends to be like, depending on the different type of program, it can be $300 to $500 per season, so it can get pretty expensive. But luckily, my athletic director pays for that. So then the other site then we go on to, so that's what we use for our video breakdown and everything in there. But the other site that we go to enter our stats is the Minnesota Girls Hockey Hub. And this has been kind of a game changer too. So all of the schools, the teams within Minnesota Girls Hockey, we use this site, and then it has a universal site. So if you go to the home page here, okay, so then you can see, and then it generates all of everything together. So you can see the stat leaders. So these are individual, different stat leaders, all from the state of Minnesota, and then it has that rankings here. Here we have the state team rankings on here. We have goaltending stats on here. So the biggest thing about this is you have to either have a manager or coach, again, go in and enter all of your stats online. So if we go up here to the team finder and you type in your team, there we go. Okay, so it brings you to your team page, which you have to get access to, which I currently do. And then it's pretty nice. You have your roster in here, so there are all my players. We have our game schedule here. So I have to go in and enter our game schedule, and then as each game goes on, then we have, I enter in the wins and losses and things to that matter. And then here are our player stats. So again, after each game, I get a stat sheet, like a paper stat sheet, and then I go in and enter, and I'll show you how to do that. So then I enter the stats, and then the program generates it into what you see here, where you have your stat lead, your players, your goalies here. Then it throws it into team statistics here. And then also you can see the other teams in your conference kind of up in there. So everything you kind of need to know when it comes to prepping for a game against your opponents, that's all in there too. So, so after a game, you would go in here and you go into your schedule piece of it. And then, so whatever game you had played that day, so if right here, if we click on it, that then brings you into the game, and then you go into the live game stats right there. Okay, and then when you're signing in here, then that's the program piece that you put in there, and you put in all the specific, the scoring, the penalties, basically everything that happened in the game, all the shots, and it produces this summary here. And then it throws it back into here. So you go from your live game stats where you enter everything in here. Okay, then you click through to your final, and then it brings you to there, which now this becomes universal and everyone can see it. And it produces scoring summaries, here your individual players, your goalie summaries, and then that then goes back into your team page, which then brings you to there, back to your team page, and then that is where you then see your